What's up, Timmy? What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman III of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over social media at GBP Daily, and if you are not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. It is Monday, December 2nd. Happy Monday, everybody. I know Mondays get a bad rap, but hey, new week. For us, a fun one with the Detroit Lions on Thursday night in Detroit. Last go around with the Lions, we were pretty flat. We had too many penalties, a missed field goal, a pick six right before the half, and with that, we lost by just 10 points. I know the score was closer than what the game itself was, but I think this Thursday is going to be a different story. Some good news out of practice yesterday. Jair Alexander and Romeo Doubs were back on the field. Jair, we all know, has been dealing with a PCL injury for the most part of this season. He missed the last matchup against Detroit before the bye week, and it looks like he's doing just about everything he can to get back on the field for this week's game. And Romeo Doubs, he was back at practice, but he is still in the concussion protocol. Seems like he's pretty close to being cleared. And hopefully he can give it a go this Thursday night. I think if I were to bet, I would imagine that he would be able to give it a go on Thursday. So good news for Romeo Doubs. Be straight in the chat. What's going on with Edgerrin Cooper? Edgerrin was still not practicing yesterday. He was off to the side with trainers. So he was not back yet. So hopefully he can be back sooner than later. He suffered a hamstring injury last week during practice, unfortunately. So you know how the hamstring injuries go. You never know how long it's going to take. You never know if it's going to be kind of a lingering thing as the season goes on. So hopefully he can get back on the practice field today. If not, I would imagine that he probably will be missing his second game with that injury. So without further ado, let's dive into the comment section here. Get to talking some Packers football. The sole reason that I am here with you guys is to chalk it up. As always, the Nicolet Law hotline is now live. Give me a call, join the show. If you have a question, if you have a comment, you want to be a part of the show, give me a call. Number is on the screen for the Nicolet Law hotline, 319-242-2332. Taking your calls right now. One of my favorite questions that I've seen in a long time from my man Dude over on Instagram. McDouble or McChicken? You're going to love this answer. My McDonald's order is always McDouble and McChicken. Every time. McDouble, McChicken, large fry, and my 3-year-old gets a 10-piece chicken nugget. I'll usually have some of those. And I do both. If I had to pick a McDouble or McChicken, I can't. There's days where I'll do both McDoubles. There's days where I'll do both McChickens. They're both just so good. So cop-out answer, my man. But there you have it. My guy, Rakeem, in the chat. What's up, Rob? I got a good feeling about Detroit. I really feel it will be different this time. I said it just a couple seconds ago. I'm with you, Rakeem. It's going to be different this time around, all right? Take it from me, the non-homer, non-biased, non-always optimistic outlook on our squad. I'm feeling pretty good about Thursday night. So we got to keep pace for this division run here. We still got a chance. We still have a chance. So, Rakeem, hope you're doing good, my man. Have yourself a awesome Monday. Mary, non-Packers related, but quarterbacks getting smoked when they decide to fake slide is nobody's fault but their own. Well, Mary, I'm not going to sit here and say it's entirely the quarterback's fault for getting rocked on their way down to the ground. And I assume you're talking about the Trevor Lawrence hit yesterday. But I do think the rules surrounding that whole situation of, once the quarterbacks start to slide, you can't touch them is a little foggy. And then you got guys like Patrick Mahomes who tend to slow up a little bit and act like they're giving up and then keep going for an extra 20 yards. Is probably why defenders keep going down to hit them. I don't know. I think if you start to run past the line of scrimmage, you should be treated like any other player on the field. You are what you are at that point, which is a runner, whether you're a quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end, etc. If you pass the line of scrimmage, I think the rules should apply the same to everybody. Now, I do understand in the pocket, maybe they should be protected a little bit like the rules have them protected. But once you pass the line of scrimmage and start running that ball, I think it's fair game. So with that, though, I don't think that hit we saw yesterday was a clean play by the Texans defender. I only saw it like once or twice. So, if it was Jordan, maybe I'd have a little bit different take on it. But if you pass the line of scrimmage and you're running the ball and you slide at the last second when the defender's already kind of committed himself to hitting you, in the mid-body section, at the time of the hit, you're dropped, and the mid-body section that he was aiming for is now your helmet and neck area. So I think the rules are a little foggy in that aspect. So, Mary, thanks for hopping in the chat. I appreciate you. Trey, the Jordan Love haters are quiet. You love to see it, right, Trey? All year long, up until the bye week, and even after during that Chicago game, folks were talking about the big-time money he got, the interceptions, the bad throws, the injuries. And now that he's balling out, yes, I agree. The haters have been a little quiet. But that's sports, though, right? A lot of ups and downs, a lot of heat-of-the-moment feelings and comments being made. I'm even guilty myself of talking about the interceptions being a problem, which I think they were. And thankfully, it seems like he's fixed that issue along with quite a few other things now that he's been able to play at 100% or at least close to 100% healthy, unlike the majority of the season. Thank you, Trey. Jordan Love haters being quiet. Hopefully they're quiet the rest of the year. That would mean Jordan is doing good. All right, let's get the fact of the day rolling, shall we? It is about Jordan Love, so you guys are going to like this one.
It's time for your Green Bay Packers Fact of the Day. Brought to you by TickPick. TickPick guarantees to have the lowest prices on Packers tickets. If you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, TickPick will give you 110% of your money back. If you want $20 off your next ticket order, use code Packers20 at checkout. That's Packers20. This promo code can only be used in the app, so make sure to download the TickPick app today.
All right, your fact of the day. I don't know if you know, but Jordan Love has been on a heater against the blitz over the last 3 weeks. Calm and collected under pressure. Here are the numbers. 15 of 20 passing for 194 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 121.4. So when the opposing defenses are sending extra guys at him, he's picking them apart. I remember Aaron Rodgers being a master at this as well. So you going to send an extra guy at me? Okay, well, I'll just throw it in the open area that he came from. So perfect way to exploit the defense. And I think Jordan may have learned a thing or two on how to be good at that from our old buddy Raj. So speaking of Raj, what's going on, man? I was pumped last year to watch him with the Jets. I'm a big Rodgers guy. Love Rodgers. But it hasn't gone as planned. And the grass is not always greener on the other side, as our old buddy Devontae, unfortunately, has found out since he has left the Packers as well. Sad to see Raj go out like this. I'm not sure if he'll be back next year. If it were up to me, I would have liked to seen him retire back in 2022, be one of those one-timers with one team like Kobe. But he decided to go over to New York, and it's not going as planned. So we'll see how that whole situation plays out. But big shout out to Jordan for getting after it when he's being blitzed after. And big shout out to TickPick for partnering up with myself. We used them for the game last Thursday that I went to, Packers-Dolphins. Used TickPick for the game against the Cardinals I was at about a month and a half ago. They put their money where their mouth is at. Guaranteed cheapest tickets on the market. And if you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, they will give you 110% of your money back. Download the TickPick app. Use the code Packers20 to get an extra $20 off your Packers ticket order. What else we got rolling in the chat here? Man, dude, I would still love to kick it into a higher gear. Have to give credit to the line as well. Absolutely. The O-line has been balling out, which we're used to as Packers fans. So picking up blitzes, all the backs doing great in pass protection. Emmanuel Wilson, Chris Brooks. Big shout out to Brooks. He's been balling out on passing downs. So, yeah, Packers offense figuring it out at the perfect time. Be straight. Packers got to get Tucker Kraft more involved early and often. He's an X factor on offense, blocking and receiving. Absolutely. He's one of my favorite players to watch on this team. Blocking game. Every time he makes a catch, it seems like he makes the guy miss. And, yeah, he just plays the game just perfectly, always at 100%. And I would love to see him get involved in the passing game early and often. He was great last week. I think he had, 6 catches for 78, maybe 76 yards, something like that. But, man, he's the best tight end we've had since, Jermichael probably? So, and Jermichael, that was a long time ago, over a decade ago. Since then, we've had Martellus Bennett, Jimmy Graham, Robert Tonyan, no offense, but Tucker Kraft is in an absolutely different level than all of those guys. Mercedes Lewis, though, I feel like he's in a different category. He's one of the best tight ends of all time. He was pretty much like an extra offensive lineman out there, sometimes blocking better than our offensive linemen. But Tucker Kraft is special. That is for sure. And just think about when we throw Luke Musgrave back in the mix here, hopefully towards the end of this season. Those 2 tight end sets that we like to run quite often, instead of having Ben Sims in there, and Ben Sims is playing well too, but to have Luke Musgrave back in there, that's going to open a lot of things up. So I'm pretty excited about that. Wick's blocking is top tier. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of that. And a lot of cut-ups of his blocking, which everybody is saying, and it's clear to see that is why he's still on the field. Had another crucial drop in the game against the Dolphins that probably would have led to an interception if it were not for Christian Watson playing defender there, preventing an interception. So, man, he's so good at blocking. His routes are so nasty. He just hasn't been able to haul those catches in. I'm still in the Dontavian Wicks fan club. That is for sure. I was hoping without Romeo last Thursday, he would be the guy to step up. Unfortunately, in the passing game, at least, that didn't happen. But I'm still in the Dontavian Wicks fan club. That is for sure. Josh Jacobs seems like he's having lots of fun. Love to see it. Yeah, he's loving it over here in Green Bay. A lot better than Las Vegas. There's no doubt about that. So, Brian, do you think we have a chance at winning the North still? Do I think there is a chance? Yes. It's not a big chance, but the opportunity is still there. If we can hand the Lions and the Vikings a loss over the next few weeks, which will not be easy, we'll be right there with them. And we'll still need the Lions to lose another to be even in that regard. But there's a lot of football left. 5 games for us, 2 being against both of those teams who are ahead of us in the division standings at the moment. But it's a smaller chance, but it's still doable. So as for me, as long as we make the playoffs, I'll be happy. I would love to win the division, of course. Having a home playoff game, maybe a couple, that would be amazing. But I also don't mind having to go on the road in the playoffs, playing inside with our young and fast offense. Let our offense go to work in some clean weather environments. We saw it last year against Dallas. We came down there and we were ready to rock. So would love to win the North, absolutely. But at the time being right now, slim chance, but it's still there. So not giving up hope on the North just yet. So Brian, thank you for hopping in the chat. Have yourself a great, great Monday. Rakeem, do you think the Packers should spend draft picks on cornerbacks in the next NFL draft? I feel like sometimes Packers wait draft picks. Sometimes, for example, getting 3 quarterbacks in the draft. Excuse me. I think cornerback is probably the biggest glaring need on the team. So I wouldn't be surprised if they went cornerback in round 1 or even double dipped, round 1, round 3, or round 2 and round 3, something like that. Because, we've seen it this year. Eric Stokes, they were kind of betting. They took a risk this year with not addressing that room. They were hoping Jair was going to stay healthy when he hasn't been able to do that for the last few years, and unfortunately, he has not been able to this year. They were hoping to have Eric Stokes kind of have a revitalized year, and he has not had that. I do not expect Eric Stokes to be back on the team next year, unfortunately. And then they also expected Carrington Valentine to take a second-year jump, which he had an injury early on in the year, and he's been playing well. But, that cornerback room, a glaring need. So hopefully I would imagine they address cornerback next year in the draft for sure, Rakeem. Thank you again for the question. Have a great Monday. T-Cons, good morning, Packers fam. Good morning, my man. Good to see you. Be straight. With Jacobs running well and Kraft playing well, the offense should always remain ahead of the chains easily. Quick passes to Kraft and Jacobs averaging 4.5 yards per carry. Easy. LOL. Yeah, it's been fun to watch. That's for sure. Josh Jacobs, I talk about it every time he gets brought up. I think with the whirlwind situation that it was when we signed him, of course, letting Aaron Jones go, 15, 20 minutes after the fact, I didn't get hyped up enough as I should have when he joined the squad. And he's balling out this year. He's one of the best running backs in football. I think he's 3rd in rushing behind Saquon, who's having an MVP year. And then, of course, behind Derrick Henry as well, who's also balling out over there in Baltimore. But, Josh Jacobs, man, I feel like he's the most important player on our team right now. He's keeping our offense chugging along. That is for sure. Kevin, my man, in the chat. Good morning, Rob. How about that O-line? Balling out, right? Balling out. How about that Dolphins O-line? Yikes. That was tough. Our D-line got after it. My gal, Erica, over on Facebook. The only way to beat the Lions is to make them beat themselves. Have to absolutely play every second on all parts of the game. Go, Pack, go. Erica, thanks for hopping in over on Facebook. I have to disagree with you, unfortunately, though. I think if they play their best game and we play our best game, there's still a chance for us to win there. And I think we're going to play our best game of the year. I think we're up for the challenge. We're just starting to get hot. We're just starting to kind of uptake the offensive production a little bit. We saw it last week against the Dolphins. And hopefully this week we can really pop off and play a clean game. No turnovers, similar to last week. Hopefully we can force some turnovers and do, like you said, have the Lions beat themselves. But yeah, I am optimistic about this Thursday night. No doubt about that. Thank you, Erica, for hopping in over on Facebook. Appreciate you. What else we got? 9-3 is beautiful for Green Bay. Kevin, absolutely. Marquise, what's going on, my man? Good to see you. Durant, good to see you. Heard it's possible we get John Money back against the Lions. I hope it's true. He was practicing yesterday. He had a leg sleeve on during practice yesterday, running around, looking pretty good, looking pretty spry. But we'll have to wait and see. You know, with Jair, he's been questionable a ton. And, you know, in the majority of those games, he has not gone on to play. And then that Bears game, he was questionable and then ended up playing, and then only for, 10 snaps before he got pulled. So we'll see with Jair. Wouldn't be surprised if he had a good week of practice and he was questionable. And up to that point, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if he either played or didn't play. So hopefully, regardless, he can get healthy. Excuse me, for this little stretch run here, because we're going to need him in the playoffs. So, but if he does play on Thursday, that's a needle mover for sure. We missed him against the Lions the last go around, no doubt about that. So, what else we got? Man, dude, I agree. But, you know, Love likes to sling it. If our guys could haul them catches in, we would be dangerous. I know. I think we've got the most drops in the league, or at least we did a week ago. And, yeah, Love likes to sling it. But our guys got to catch the ball, man. We've been improving for sure. But Dontavian Wicks catch earlier in the game, or at least catch attempt earlier in the game, prime example. Got to catch the ball. So then that Christian Watson wide open touchdown week before last, same deal. Those plays can just eke you. That's for sure. T-Cons, what are your predictions for this week? What do we need to do to end up on top? I've got a pretty optimistic prediction, pretty biased, a pretty homer prediction, of course. I don't think, man, over the last few years, I picked the Packers to lose. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know if that means I'm being a great fan, a loyal fan, right? Or if I'm just too big of a homer to see the negatives in our squad. Durant as well, score prediction. But T-Cons, I said it yesterday, and I'm sticking with it. I think we win. I think we win big, 33-26. The score is not huge, but I'm thinking a 33-20 game, you know, with a couple minutes left. I don't know. After watching the Lions game against the Bears, they didn't look that great. And vice versa with our game against the Dolphins, we did look great. And I just think it's our time. I think it's our time to bring the Lions and their fans back down to earth. They've been getting a little cocky. They're off to the best start in franchise history, no doubt about it. But what we need to do to come out on top, my man Durant, put pressure on Goff and get some turnovers, absolutely. Got to get the ball, take the ball away. It's obvious as day. I'm not a huge film guru, film expert, but every game, convert your third downs, win the time of possession, win the field position battle, and win the turnover battle. So red zone offense, the middle eight, as my guy Clayton over on the Packers Packernet podcast, excuse me. The middle eight, the 4 minutes before the half and the 4 minutes after the half. You win those two segments, your chances of winning increase tenfold. So I'm excited about Thursday night. I am very, very excited. So 33-26 Packers is where my head's at. So thank you, my man T-Cons, hopping in the chat. Have yourself a great Monday. Be straight. People forget the Lions were good last year. The Packers went to Detroit and kicked their butt. LOL. Packers have to stay physical on defense to stop the run and send pressure at Goff. Be straight. I didn't forget. I know some people have short-term memory. when it comes to those kind of things. But I absolutely did not forget. I think it's going to be a similar game to last year's Thanksgiving game, where we pretty much just beat the brakes off them at home on Thanksgiving. Jordan didn't get his turkey leg, but it doesn't matter. I think it's going to be similar this Sunday night. Thank you, B Straight, for hopping in. The chat, control line of scrimmage, 33-26. I'm with that. Yes, sir, Durant. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me today as far as the show goes. But as you know, the content never stops. I'm always posting anything Packers related all day long, so be sure to follow me at GBP Daily. And if you are not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel at GBP Daily as well. I will be back and at it again tomorrow. You guessed it. Talking it up with you guys. So I look forward to seeing you guys then. And until then, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.